of K-pop. I forgive you. Okay, whatever.
And I come. Yeah.
I can do my intro now. Hey guys, what's poppin', everybody? Hello, babes. I'm in a slightly different area of my room, chilling by my closet. I haven't decided where I'm gonna film in my room, and I think I'm gonna end up moving around in several different spots. We'll see. But yeah. Shout out my cup. This thing keeps ice cold like overnight. Anyway, being a K-pop stan is fun. It's cool. Being a black K-pop stan is a little bit more intense, simply because it's not necessarily our culture, but it's something that kind of took lots of inspiration from our culture, so it would only make sense that we enjoy certain aspects of it. And being a Muslim, sorry, hold on, let's get into it. Being a Muslim woman as well, oftentimes a little bit more traditional, if you will. A lot of those things or videos or concepts can be very appealing. So yeah, I've liked K-pop for a little over a decade. Something I got into maybe like toward the end of middle school. Let's just do a little quick brief history. So this is not going to be a K-pop channel, but K-pop has definitely been something that I've been interested in for a very long time. Like I said, started in maybe 8th grade. So originally it kind of started with Japanese shows and Japanese fashion, if you will. Hatumiku. Eventually, which branched over into my exploration or my finding of SHINee, and I was crazy huge into SHINee. Like freshman, sophomore year, whatever, that was kind of like the group. Like a lot of people, especially now, like BTS is who got me into K-pop. SHINee was who got me into K-pop, and I really liked them, huge fan of them. Eventually I saw a video and it was comparing the Asia or the 8 or whatever. It was comparing him to Bam Bam, and I was kind of like, I don't really see the resemblance. I don't see similar humor types. I don't see similar personality characteristics. Like I don't get it. But while we are on the subject, who is this guy with this pink hair? I.e., it was Bam Bam. And eventually I got into GOT7. I was into 17. Got into BTS much later on. I ended up getting into EXO. So yeah, and then of course, yes, the girl groups. I started kind of liking groups. Of course, you've got your Red Velvets, your Girls' Generation. Eventually later on, Blackpink. 21 was probably like one of the first female K-pop artists groups or whatever that I really just was into. So yes, thus began that journey. Now, with that journey came a lot of ups and downs, simply because cultural appropriation is a thing, and it's a sensitive topic, sure, it's a controversial topic, sure, but it's a thing, and it's been done, we'll just say that. And so yeah, there are groups that you root for, that you stan, whatever, and eventually they may do something deemed problematic or that you don't agree with or appropriative, and that sucks, especially when it's a group that you really like. So for me personally, like I said, huge into K-pop, really liked it. Eventually, later on, I got into groups like EXO and CT. But there were things that I didn't necessarily agree with or like. The braids and the this and the that. And Kai was my bias, so certain things just, they hurt. Certain groups like GOT7, who I deemed as unproblematic for so long. And then sorry, not sorry, me being a Black Muslim woman, seeing Jackson kind of speak out or do certain, and a lot of people like to point out when BTS were problematic, things that they have done. If we're keeping it real, nobody's perfect. If we're keeping it real, everyone has done something problematic, most likely. That is not an excuse for racism. That is not a pass. That, no. If anything, I just think you should correct your behavior, learn from your mistakes, and do better. Help those communities. With that being said, there were groups and people within those groups, and it's unfortunate because you don't want to necessarily punish the whole group or anything. But I'm one of those people. No, I know I'm not like the most important person in the world, but I believe my voice matters. So I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna, like, you're cut off, I'm not paying attention to anymore. So eventually I ended up taking a step away or a break or whatever from K-pop kind of as a whole. Not necessarily as a whole, because there are still certain songs that I would listen to and this and the other. But I definitely think that the Black K-pop experience is different from just the K-pop stan experience. Yeah. Especially with the difference in beauty standards, and you know, there's a lot of colorism. It just ends up being very different. However, as of recent, I want to say American culture and Korean culture, well, Asian culture in general, Asian American culture in general, has kind of been not even necessarily merging, but I don't know the word, but we'll go with merging for now. But it's been merging a bit more and more, and things that weren't deemed cool, we'll just be frank, things that weren't deemed cool are kind of more so becoming the norm. Anime is becoming more normalized. K-drama is becoming more normalized, and of course K-pop is becoming more normalized, and that is cool. We're also going to take a minute to acknowledge, sorry, not sorry, if you were one of those people in the generation where it was not cool. Yes, people did pick on you about it. Yes, that hurt your feelings. Yes, they are on the wave now. Well, that's cool. But take time to heal yourself from past experiences. Because again, we are all human, we all make mistakes, and we just have to learn from them, educate ourselves, and move forward. And if you were one of those people that was hurt, you don't have to, but you should forgive for yourself in order to kind of move forward and not harp on those feelings. Because I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, y'all didn't think it was cool back then, but now y'all like it. It's cool. Yes, now they like it. What are you gonna do, you know? Put them on something even new, or even put them on. Be like, yeah, okay, now I can teach you a little something since you're finally willing to learn. But yeah. So again, certain groups that I really liked were doing some things that I really didn't, and so I took a step away. As of recent, since things are becoming more normalized, I think groups are getting better at awareness. People are getting better at their social awareness. Not everybody. J Park, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at you. But there are groups and there are people that are still problematic and clearly don't see the error in their ways. But there are people who have seen, maybe I didn't necessarily handle or do things the best way or the correct way, and have actively taken the steps to repair or mend damage that they've caused, correct behavior. And it's 2021, 2022. We love to see it. Keep moving forward. Progression is everything. Everyone who ever made fun of me for liking anime or for liking Pokemon or for liking just things that weren't necessarily deemed the most socially acceptable in America, I forgive you. I do. Example, because we're not going to speak vaguely. We're gonna throw out an example or two. The group made fun of me just because I wanted to play Pokemon Go. I forgive you, because sorry, not sorry in the grand scheme of things. It's not that deep. And while it did hurt my feelings, and I learned to keep certain things to myself, in the grand scheme of things, people have done worse. So, to me. So, I forgive you. To the guy who didn't understand why Assassination Classroom is in my top 5. It's okay. I forgive you. The show is bomb. Now that you've got more free time on your hands, you should watch it. I don't know, take time, and sometimes you have to say those things out loud, those experiences that you experienced, because those things stick with you. I cannot harp on that enough. The fact that I was even able to kind of recall those things that you're able to recall, those things stick with you, and sometimes they can affect your spirit or your mood or how you're interacting with people. And then eventually you have to let some of that stuff go. A lot of that stuff go if it's negative. So yeah, I forgive y'all. K-pop industry. I think I forgive you. I don't know. Like I said, I see certain things moving and changing and progressing along, and we love to see it. I do see more artists being able to take accountability for their action, and even more so now being able to say I was wrong, because prior to, they would kind of just disappear for a minute and not necessarily be in the spotlight, and then eventually they would come back out and debut. And I just want to say apologizing should be done. Time is not an apology. Letting things die down doesn't help anybody, not even that artist. And this isn't just a K-pop thing. It is not. I'm kind of specifically talking about this genre because we're gonna get into it a little bit, but no. There are several American artists. There are several artists from everywhere, you feel me, that have been, me personally, I haven't been able to really listen to Justin Bieber since One Less Lonely. Yeah, that video. Yeah. And that doesn't mean I haven't heard songs since then. It just means as a listener, as a viewer, I haven't been able to see him the same. And I didn't hear a verbal apology. I did see kind of excerpts from, I think, an interview where he kind of addressed it. Even at his roast, when people were kind of making jokes about things, even things like that. Sorry, not sorry. I feel it should have been addressed by him. Some type of something. It's the era of social media. He could have gone on a live or something and readdress certain things. You know, I don't necessarily think we should always dig up and over apologize. That's not what I'm saying. But some things are unacceptable. Some things should be talked about. So we're gonna talk about it. Anyways, The thing, like I said, that made me kind of step away, Kai was my bias. XLYs, I was seeing a lot of appropriative behavior. Jackson, oh, I'm not gonna fake it. I think Jackson is what broke me, and I was kind of just like, And there were things going on with Muslims in China. There are still things going on with Muslims in China, and I think people think that we're separated, and I think a lot of times because of maybe political views or race. But in my opinion, Muslims are Muslims, whether you're a Chinese Muslim, whether you're an Asian Muslim, whether you're an American Muslim, whether you're a Black Muslim, whether you're an African American Muslim, whether you're an African Muslim. You should be striving to do the will of God. And if we're keeping it frank, whether you're whatever, if you're striving to be a good person, there should be more unity, is what I'm getting at. And a lot of people were saying, well, he can't speak up, and of course he can't speak against the whole government and this and then the other. And then he did, but his apology on social media was trash. And that sounds bad, because that apology was bad. Let me first off just say, saying, well, I love the culture, so if y'all are offended, that ain't on me, it is on you as a creator, as an idol. It's very much so on you, to take into consideration how things are going to be received, perceived. Yeah. Anyways, that happened. GOT7, like I said earlier, was probably one of the first groups that I got into. So that it cut me deep, straight. It cut me deep, and I just had to take a break from that, especially since those were kind of like the main groups that I listened to. NCT and other groups were getting a little bit too complicated, and I was kind of like, I got a lot of other stuff going on anyways. I barely have time as it is. So yeah. And K-pop or whatever isn't like how people are like, so-and-so is my whole personality, or you made so-and-so personality trait. I got a lot of things that I like. I have a lot of things that I like. So yeah, I feel like it's not that deep to take a break from one. Anyways, so as of recent, even so, Kai made a solo song and I didn't watch it. I didn't pay attention to it. I might do a reaction video to it. We'll see. Lisa has done some things as far as black scent wise, as far as the hairstyles, and ma'am, you are a repeat offender. Yeah, but a lot of fans have kind of come out and like said their piece or whatever, and she was on some platform social media wise, and she kind of apologized. I didn't really listen to the whole apology. Like I said, I only saw little snippets or clips of it, and she kind of was saying like, I'm sorry if I hurt anyone, like that wasn't my intentions. But again, with that apology, we also want to see improved behavior. Talking to everyone, when you apologize for something, that follow-up action, those follow-up actions should be doing what you have to do to improve, not repeating the same thing, because then your apology was just to make yourself feel better. Not cool. But I've heard clips of her song, so I might listen to that too. We'll see. I saw RM in an interview, and he was kind of speaking on misogyny and this and then the other. So it's just been really great to see the evolving of a genre, and of people in general. Don't tell me. Okay. The advancement of people as a whole, improving, coming together, unity. Correcting behaviors, not repeating patterns, loving yourself and others. Didn't break up with K-pop as a whole. Like, I still listen to BTS here and there. I still listen. I'm not gonna fake it. There was a while where I just took a break, especially when I got to college and I was on the dance team and I was this and I was that and I was trying to be involved and I was trying to still keep the grades up and I was working and I got, yeah. So anyways, with that being said, I've kind of been returning to the scene. Oh my gosh, and let me just also say, you'll see like Southeast Asians, if you will, in K-dramas, but they weren't always as prominent. Shout out Squid Games, Ali, spoilers, skip ahead 10-20 seconds. Ali's death cut me deep, but his character, for the most part, I definitely think it kind of tapped into the you can be too naive. That is possible. Anyways, yeah, so the improvement, the this, the that, whatever. With that being said, we are gonna go ahead and do a reaction to LALISA, and we're gonna see. I want to see, well, what are people talking about? I don't know. I'm a Blackpink. I like them for the most part. I don't necessarily just stand Blackpink, but you know, I just see a lot more branching of an industry that seemed very exclusive or very not even closed off, but very, as an industry, seemed for a long time like it was just very, like almost a closed practice, if you will. And you just see a lot more, shout out Black Swan, you see a lot more inclusivity, which I feel like is growth. And I feel like if something's not growing, it's kind of dead. So it's good to see growth. So anyways, let's get into it. My PlayStation's kind of loud. But we're gonna go to it. We're gonna react to it. I may do more reaction videos. We'll see now that I'm actually back listening and paying attention. First, side note, let me say, I'm not saying that I just accept Lisa's apology. Not what I'm saying at all. I think that kind of has to be determined for each and every person if you accept someone's apology. I also think that if you are not a Black person or an African American person, it's not really your position to say if an apology should or should not be accepted, especially if it's not your culture being appropriated. I see a lot of Black voices being silenced, being gaslit, being diminished because they don't necessarily agree with your faith. That's gross. That's gross for someone to express how they feel, and because you don't like what you're hearing, you play it off as them being over dramatic, or you completely disregard what they're saying. That we've had enough of that. That's gotta stop. That's a no. That's a no-no. If there is someone that you know that needs a break, doesn't agree with something that was being done or something that was said, they're entitled to that. Period. They're entitled to that. I was entitled to stepping away when I stepped away and returning when I felt like returning. You're entitled to take all the time you need to heal you're entitled to take all the time you need to form an opinion. Anyways, because for the longest, y'all, I really was like, no, I'm not listening, I'm not streaming, I'm not none of that. If you can't speak up for me, if you can't figure out how to put into words how to apologize, if you can't figure out, that's one less person, ooh, Justin, I've been fighting you for some more, man. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's watch it. I think that's it. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's how out of the loop I've been. There's Money and there's LALISA. But we're gonna I got my TV on like a mount that moves. So since I'm in a different area, I'm gonna adjust my TV real quick and then we're gonna watch it. She said she wanted to very much show off her Thai culture. And a lot of people were saying like, you showed off your culture, but you also appropriated culture. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. That's a little bit better. So let's watch it and see how we feel. I got this cup. Hold on, before I even watch this. I got this cup and it says it takes a big heart to reach little minds, because I was okay, so I started off working at a summer camp. And we just did like field trips over the summer, kind of like a daycare, if you will, whatever. Eventually I started working there even throughout the school year, and I was a preschool teacher, so I worked with infants, I worked with toddlers, I worked with the 5-6 age group. That was tough. I worked with the 2-year-olds, I worked with the 3-year-olds, and one of the moms got me this cup and it says my name and then it says her son's name. And 2018, one of the years that I worked there, that's when she got me this cup. So I love this cup. That's one of my things. I like cups. I also like stuff with my name on it. Shout out to my dad's wife, my stepmom. Definitely just got me a new purse. So lit. We may get into that. I may do some bag reviews or like talk about my favorite purses or something. I don't know. It's crazy because when I sit and think about like what I want to record, I never know till I sit down and start recording, and then while I'm talking, more videos end up coming up. So I don't know, maybe that's a sign to just do it. But anyways, I rambled for a long time. I talked for a good little minute. So now let's watch LALISA. Can I turn it down a little bit? My TV is kind of loud. Okay. Also, I do want to do a video on Squid Games. Like, we're gonna have to do a reaction. My little sister just started watching it. I have a coworker who I think is about to start watching it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. There are some spoilers in there. There are some. Woo, we're gonna talk about it. It was good. There's also a horror show that I got put on very recently that's supposed to be really good. So we're gonna get into the horror. Is probably my favorite genre, and it's an American horror show. It's not American Horror Story. I think that, yeah, it's not AHS. I have seen, ooh, I'm kind of behind now. I've seen what the first 7 or 8 seasons of that. We can maybe get into that too. like I said, I really like horror, so we'll see. But anyways, back. I was beefing with LALISA for a minute. I'm not even gonna fake it. How you beef with somebody that don't know you? Don't worry about it. That was cute. That makeup is cute. My energy. You're still gonna love me. Nice, that's cute. That was cute. Where did I know that from? Okay. Cool, whatever. I definitely have been seeing artists from other countries break into like American. It's more, I don't want to say before it wasn't realistic for them to win certain awards, but I don't know, for them to like being different, it's just becoming more acceptable. Like I said, cultures are branching and connecting and all that good stuff. I see it. And maybe it's just the Sagittarius in me. I tend to be pretty optimistic about most things, but I do see a lot of improvement, I think. But anyways, new brisket at Chipotle, seasoned, smoked. This you can't really tell. This is actually a dress, and it's a pretty nice length dress. Like it goes below my knees, and it has like the little whatchamacallit around the waist. It's a cute dress. I like this dress. I think my mom got this for me. This is what they were talking about with this braid ponytail. No, those are not tie braids. Pause before we get into this. The reason it's so controversial or insulting for other people or other races to take part in certain things, while it is still illegal in some areas, while it is still deemed unacceptable or unprofessional or whatever, that is what it is, y'all. It's not us wanting, partially it is us wanting to keep some things to ourselves because so many things have been stripped from us, speaking from the perspective of an African American, of a Black Muslim woman. But no, it's the fact that at some schools, Black girls still can't wear braids, and that's part of my culture. It's the fact that in some environments, in some workplaces, ourself in our natural state, ourselves with our own culture is deemed unprofessional, ugly. It's deemed unkempt. It's deemed messy. So many things. So we're told to sound a certain way, behave a certain way, speak a certain way. So when other people are using it as an aesthetic or using it to gain cool points or using it however freely, willy-nilly, when they don't have that experience, that's what's insulting. Yeah, that's why people get upset with that. You're using it for art and being expressive, understood, but a lot of times it comes off as performative. I do kind of see what people mean by like the slight Black accent as far as her rapping, and people are like, no, that's a Thai accent. I know what a Thai accent sounds like when speaking English. I know what Thai sounds like. Come on, people, we know what it sounds like when you're trying to use slang and when you're trying to give it some flavor. Come on. Let's stop invalidating Black voices, please. Can't stress that. With that being said, back to it. Also, a lot of people are saying like, guys, it's not them, it's their company, they don't decide. These are grown folks, and no, they don't have just all of the control at this point in their careers. They definitely have some say, especially on their solo projects. Get out of here with that. Stop it. You're lying to yourself to make yourself feel okay about what they're doing. Knock it off. I've seen this. Wow. Yeah, we know what's influencing that. And she's not twerking. I wasn't gonna say it, but you do not be. It's okay. Okay, for the dancers. I like that. I can see myself doing this dance. That ponytail is a no, though. I ain't even gonna fake it. It just don't look that cute to me, in my opinion. It don't even look cute. The pigtails are cute, though. That was cute. Okay. So I see it. I get it. I understand what people were saying. Like I said in my last video, I've come to understand things a little bit more on a wider scale. There's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. I think her even being willing to say something is her part, because there are billions of girls that look up to you and that need to understand that they have to be accountable for what they say and what they do and what they put out there. So definitely kudos to you for that. It's the it's the extra swag. not her adding some flavor. Adding flavor. So we need to speak up. Drop some money. Dropping all my money. That's cool. Nah, it's kind of messed up. Some money that was cute. While I'm at it, because I'm gonna go ahead and do a reaction to by Kai, because why not? You hurt my feelings a couple years ago. I'm not gonna fake it. And then you just didn't say nothing, and time is not an apology. But you know, whatever. I'm serious, y'all. I'm one of those people, like, you won't get my attention. You won't get my attention unless I want to give it to you. So if I decide, like, nah. And even in this video, supposedly he was wearing like a do-rag or something, right? Yes, y'all, that's a part of our culture, because again, it's a part of our culture, and again, it's insulting that we are deemed unprofessional, we're deemed ratchet, we're deemed, it's a hood stereotype, it's a whatever. Dude, it's used to get waves. Why are you wearing it? Oh, we look spicy, we're adding flavor. It has a purpose, and you're not even using it for its purpose, because it has no purpose to you. The math ain't mathin'. This is coming from an engineering student. I just like when maths. Everything in a way has something to do with math. Math or science, which essentially are hand in hand. When math don't be mathin'. Whew. So yeah. But we're gonna watch it, Kai. I'm not even saying I forgive you, but just there's a whole nother level of forgiveness I've just been feeling. This is a different type of forgiveness. Not the shiny do-rag. I just don't understand why. Ooh, I like that hairstyle though. And like, it's not tied, it's kind of like loosely sitting there. So I just don't understand that outfit. I just don't get that. Like this little mullet though. Okay, it's a moment. It's a moment. And I know everyone was like hyped about these female dancers. They are fire, and I do like the, I don't know, that's kind of just like my style. The whole like, not even army-esque, but like, I like camo. I like baggy pants. I like the fanny packs, or like the straps in random places, or like I like that. So their outfits, fire. Nana's just really feeling this cowboy fit. The band's kind of cool. What was this, like, apocalyptic vibe going on? Kai, I'm sorry, there was a reason he was my bias. It took a lot of discipline not to even look at this. Okay, lyrics. They're not edges. They're just like, what is this though? Like the finger wave? I want to see that. He knows he's handsome. I want to see the finger waves. I like that. Shout out, there's a new Matrix coming out, y'all. Like, I'm a Matrix fan, so I'm lit for that. I'm excited. It's not over. It's over. No. Okay, whatever. Anyways, like Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick, the Matrix trilogy, movies like that, The Blades. Like, I'm sorry, those movies were my stuff. So it's crazy. And part of me is kind of like, oh my gosh, Hollywood, you have no new ideas. You're just doing old stuff. But a part of me is also kind of like, yeah, the stuff that I'm really into is like making its rounds. So cool. That's cool, whatever. Anyways, his video was cool. Her videos were pretty cool. I see why people would have issues with certain things within either, and there are better ways of doing this, moving towards understanding. So yeah, that's my take on that. That's my 4 cents, because I gave way more than 2 on that. I drank a pretty good amount of water, so I'm proud of myself on that. Yeah. J Park, we still got beef. That apology was trash. Yeah. I forgive myself. For maybe putting too much energy into certain things, for not putting enough energy into myself. I forgive myself for giving people or letting people affect my energy. I forgive y'all people for the most part who were under posts trying to argue me down about my own culture as if I didn't have a say. So anyways, if you liked, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If y'all are interested in a video on some modest fashion stuff, because I've been doing this for a couple of minutes. So again, I will say fashion wise, it is kind of self-dependent, or like you have to set your own boundaries. Yeah, you have to be comfortable. So, no preference, finding your boundaries, setting your boundaries. We'll get into all of that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.